The RFK Panthers would have to fight through the growing pains. During the first few years of league play, the team would average only 3 wins a year in a 12-game season. So, nightmare moment for you, for the team. Anything coming to mind?
Yeah, you need one.
And we're beating Bayside High School, another one of these gigantic schools, and I think we're winning like 8 or 9-0. I think 9-0, and they call me in. Ryan, you ready to pitch?
I was so concerned the entire time about the ball getting by me, so that was my goal. Not let anything by me, no matter how bad the pitch was, not let anything by me.
We were winning the game. I'm pretty sure we were winning the game.
3 outs. That's all I needed. Yeah, that's all I needed.
Things got out of control and got out of control quickly.
We had the game and it was blowing in the probably like the 9th inning.
Ran to second base and didn't slide, and because he didn't slide, he got tagged out. I mean, just blatant.
It's like 9-3, 9-4. People are starting to get nervous now. This is the last. This is the top of the last inning. This is it. All I need is a couple strikes.
I went 0 for 4 that game, and the team lost 18-1.
Our pitcher went crazy, threw his glove as far as he could. It was a total meltdown.
Hit that ball deep into the night. That's all I can say. And we lost 10-9.
Which ended our season that year. Literally ended it. I think that was the last game of the year.
Pretty much the nail in the coffin for our season that year.
We actually had another at-bat, but the coach was so disgusted he just told us to stop. And probably the worst moment of my life.
The baseball team had many lows, but David Cohen was always there to pick his players up.
We had to get everything out of them. And I think he did that as a coach. Big motivator, huge sports fan, communicated with the kids, got down to their level.
Everyone has their role models growing up and their parents, different teachers, but there was something about spending hours and hours in a gym afterwards, dealing with this one person, Mr. Cohen, Dave Cohen, whatever you want to call him.
I thought he was a very good coach. I thought he was very dedicated, and he rubbed off on the players. His dedication kept us dedicated.
Every single year, every year that I was here, that he was the coach, he would start by saying to me, "Ira, this is the year. This is the year." And he would spend hours talking to me about the roster, every position, every player, who's going to be well, who's going to pitch, who's going to do, every year. And he sounded crazy, but it doesn't seem crazy anymore because it makes sense to me. It's about believing that you can win.
In 2002, 8 years since the baseball program was established, the RFK Panthers would find themselves in the playoffs for the first time ever.
And although the game itself didn't work out the way we wanted to, and we lost that day, it gave everyone a better sense of where we were going.
Since 2002, RFK has made the playoffs every year. With the team's success at its peak in 2006, David Cohen would leave RFK to become principal of Midwood High School. To this day, he still gives advice to smaller high schools who wish to develop athletic programs.
It was really important for me to do because I think for everyone to realize, and for the city to realize, that success can be viewed in many different ways, and that large versus small is certainly not an indicator of success, and it takes a lot more.
With David Cohen's departure, physical education teacher Mike Molstay would take over as head coach.
The baseball team has been very successful. I think they've been to the playoffs now 8 years in a row. About 4 years ago, they won the division for the first time and only time. Last year we were 11-5, and I believe the year before that we were 10-6. So we have had a lot of success in the last few years.
Thanks in part to the success of the RFK baseball team, the PSAL now features several high schools with enrollments under 600 students. Today, the RFK athletic program is considered a pioneer for the smaller high school.
I love it when I've been to principals meetings and I know the day before that we beat them in something. It doesn't matter, any sport, and it's almost always the first thing that comes out of my mouth because I know it stings everybody a little bit. You lose to a school that's the same size as you, nobody cares. But when you lose to this little tiny school that doesn't have 100 years of history behind it, and has had no pro athletes come out of it. Oh, it's tremendous.